The company that urges you to think different is full. Number 1. It was founded on April Fool's Day. Apple was founded as the Apple Computer Company on April 1, 1976. It didn't actually become Apple Computer Incorporated until almost a year later on January 3 of 1977, but this date has long been accepted as the birth of Apple. There was also a third founder in the group, whose name is Ronald Wayne. He designed the first logo. He sold his stock, 10% of the company, for just $800 after 12 days. If he hadn't done that, he would be a billionaire. Despite that fact, he says that he doesn't have any regrets. If you've ever wondered how the company was named, it's because Steve Jobs had really been enjoying the fruit lately. Number 2. They made more than just computers. Apple is most associated with the iPhone today, but that in itself is like having a computer in the palm of your hand. Computers, though, is how the company got its start, and they continue to sell close to 25 million per year. But, back in the 80s, sales were dropping at such an alarming rate, they tried their hand at a few other devices. They made the first ever digital color camera called the QuickTake, and a video game console called the Apple Pippin. For a short period of time during the 80s and 90s, Apple even had a clothing line. Number 3. Steve Jobs left Apple. In 1985, John Sculley was the CEO of Apple, and Steve Jobs wasn't incredibly fond of him. He tried to convince the current board to get rid of Sculley, but they practically got rid of Steve Jobs instead. They stripped him of all of his responsibilities, which made him so angry that he just quit. At that time, he started another computer company called Next. Next sold less than 100,000 units during its time as a singular entity, but the software created paved the way for all of the iOS devices we use today. Apple bought Next in 1996, bringing Jobs back and merging the software platforms. Number 4. They really don't like cigarettes. When your Apple device breaks, quits, or meets some unfortunate end, the first thing that you do is run to the Apple Store to see what they can do. If you have Apple Care, this is a pretty affordable exchange. If not, it's not affordable, but it's a lot cheaper than having to buy something brand new. The reason that they will replace device without Apple Care is that they're still under warranty. But, are they? In the late 2000s, there was a murmur online that iMacs were being refused by Apple because when opened, they showed signs of second-hand smoke. It's true. Second-hand smoke is considered a health hazard and can void an otherwise perfectly valid warranty on your device. Number 5. It's 9:41 a.m. Did you know that the I in iMac originally stood for Internet? Of course, now the letter leans more towards imagination or innovation, but this was true once upon a time. There are a lot of symbols that Steve Jobs has sneaked in over the years, and one of them is this gem. On iPhone commercials, the time on the phone is always 9:41 in the morning. It was curious, but never something I cared to investigate. But, now the truth comes out. The first iPhone was unveiled on January 9, 2007. Of course, at 9:41 a.m. Thanks for watching. Hope you liked it.